Good morning. It is time for cinnamon sugar bagels and some tea. Welcome to the weekend. Got my favorite mug. Yum. And my favorite tea, English breakfast. And I don't have my nails done yet. All right, breakfast is served. And now I need to go release Onyx from her breakfast prison. Since she has to have a special cat food, she has to eat separated from the other three while they eat their regular food and she eats her like special kitty food. So I'm going to release her and go downstairs. So I'll check back in with you in just a little bit.
Hello, this is me. Yeah. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apology. This is me. So true. Yeah. Weekend me versus weekday me. If I'm not going anywhere, I just let whatever's happening happen. Yep. So on my channel, you get the good, the bad, and the in-between. Yep. You get all of me. Look at you. So I didn't vlog at all on Saturday because really I was a lump. I was doing things, but on the computer. You know how you just kind of hole up in your nest? I've been trying to plan everything out for the rest of the year since we only have like 20 days left. So the rainbow party, of course, is like the pinnacle of achievement in my classroom, and the kids are all over getting their cards to that point. So I'm planning when that's going to happen. I would also like to have an end of the year luau because, hello, how can you not do that when you're a pineapple fiend like I am? And also, my room transformation is still coming. And I added more to what I'm doing. Oh yes, it's going to be an all-day extravaganza of fun. So I'm going to incorporate lots and lots and lots of standards, mostly math, but some language arts as well. And I think it's going to be super fun. I'm excited about it. And usually, if you're excited about it as a teacher, even if the kids would hear of something and be like, meh, if you're super excited, they catch that excitement. They're excited too. Yeah, especially first graders. They'll go with anything. That is one really awesome thing that I love about first grade is they will go anywhere, do anything with you. Yeah, you can go, I've got this crazy idea. And they're like, okay, let's do it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So that's really fun. And if something doesn't work, you can just be honest with them and go, wow, that didn't really work out so well. And they're like, no, it really didn't. But they can laugh about it too. They don't hold a grudge. They're like, it's okay. And they love to give you hugs. So I am never lacking in the hug department. That is awesome. First graders are very lovey. Yes. So anyway, I'm planning some really super, super, super cool things for my little pineapples. And they don't even know all the fun that's going to be happening. They've been having fun all along, though. Like, our math is just really, really fun. I mean, you heard the kids on the video from last week. They're like, this is fun. I'm like, right? It is. It's totally fun. Yeah. And, of course, I, being that extra teacher, always have to find more things, which is why I'm exhausted all the time. Because I'm always doing more than I have to do. But isn't that what we should do as teachers? Always do more. Do more, do more, do more. I'm not saying you should do more to the point of exhaustion. No, I'm not advocating that. I am totally about self-care too, and that's something that's been pushed back to the back burner for me, unfortunately. But don't you always feel like you should push the envelope a little more? Push yourself a little more? Push your kids just a little more? Not in a bad way, but in an encouraging way? Yeah. And find different ways to teach things. Go outside that box. Push those box sides out, make that square a rectangle or whatever. Yeah. So, you know, by looking at my lesson plans before, that I have like a before math activity and I have an after math activity. And those are not required. We don't have to do those. We've just been told we have to use the Go Math resource, which I do. That's the bulk of my lesson. But I have my math warm-up, which is something I choose. And then we do the Go Math time. And I teach the lesson from the Go Math materials. I don't call them curriculum because that's not our curriculum. That's our resource. Our curriculum is the Missouri Learning Standards. And some of you, Common Core, that's your curriculum. Your resources are what you use to teach that. That gets very muddled up sometimes in people's heads. And it just drives me bananas when I'm hearing like people around me going, well, our Go Math curriculum. I'm like, no, 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 that's not a curriculum. That's the resource to teach the curriculum that Missouri said first graders have to know. That is our authority. That's who we work for. We are contracted by the school to work for Missouri to teach Missouri students. But sometimes people forget about it. Anyway, it is kind of an important distinction, but that happens all the time. Anyway, sometimes it becomes an issue and you just have to be like, okay, whatever. You got to make peace with it and move on. This is kind of what I've done this whole year. Anyway, my point was, I'm that extra teacher. I am that extra teacher that will go at the last second, having her lesson plans already made, goes, I don't want to do that. Tomorrow, let's do this huge thing that I'm going to have to spend 2 hours planning, and it'll probably take 12 minutes to do, but it's going to be fun. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. But let me tell you, it's never backfired on me except, well, in the lesson. It's backfired on me personally when I've been like, why did I do this to myself? It's too much work. But, that's just me. I did it to myself, and I always enjoy the outcome, so I push through the exhaustion to get to the outcome. That's how it works. Yeah. Anyway, so I was saying I did not vlog at all Saturday because I was working on lesson plans and adding to my room transformation thing. Originally, it was going to be May 4th, but then I realized we are not done with Power Hour yet. And I have after school duty that week. And I need to have time to transform my room. And something else is going on. I'm like, you know what? Oh, we're going to have chicks in our room probably. Well, that's not going to work very well. So it wasn't working out so well. And that's a terrific kid assembly day. So that takes out another 30 minutes of time. That's a huge chunk. So I went, let's do it the following week. Sure, why not? That week will be field trip week, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Why don't we throw something else in too? Sure. Let's make it a going gangbusters week. Of course we can. So my room transformation is scheduled for May 11th, Friday, May 11th. So mark your calendars, people. It's going to be awesome. It really is. I have been buying things for this room transformation. I have been creating things, and my product is already made. So as soon as I show you what we've done, it will be in my Teachers Pay Teacher store, so you can nab it if you want it. Yeah. I think it's going to be great. I'm super excited about it. I'm trying to rope my family into it by pleading with them and batting my eyes and saying, this would be so cool. Can you help me with this? Because my husband is a very good builder of things. So now I'm going to just stop teasing you and move on. So today's Sunday, and last night we had pizza. Yes, we had pizza Friday as well. Different pizza though. And we got, what was the movie called? The Commuter with Liam Neeson. And, he's the one, I will find you and I will kill you. Yeah, he's kind of like that a little bit on this movie, but not exactly. I think the little blurb said he's like an ex-policeman turned life insurance salesman, I think is what it was. Well, the gist of this movie is he is on a commuter train. He rides this train every day to and from work. One day this woman proposes this thing that he do. Here, I will give you this much money if you just do this. And he's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. But then it moves on to where basically if he doesn't do it, then bad things are going to happen. So yeah, it's a whole thing. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. My husband's like, there were a couple slow parts. And I went, yeah, I don't remember those. Maybe I fell asleep through those. It wasn't because the movie was boring. It's just that I'm that tired. I was falling asleep on my iPad. That's why I have not been getting my videos up at 5 a.m. on the weekends, because I just can't get them scheduled. Because, you have to plan ahead to do that. And I haven't been able to edit them at night because I'm just pooped when I get home. And last week I had taxes every night, pretty much. And then the awfulness that happened, I just didn't have it in me to do anything more. I was just mentally and physically exhausted. And I'm still not feeling like super energetic. I mean, like I could use a few Energizer bunnies to suck the energy from. But I'm just relaxing. And this coming school week is only 4 days. We have Friday off, just randomly. And I am very, very thankful for that because I think we all need that, especially in light of the things that have happened in the last few days at our school. It's just been very, very mentally taxing. And so glad that I only have 4 days. Give me an extra day for a 3-day weekend and I can recoup some more and then be able to plow through to the end. Yeah, we have, like I was mentioning before, we have all kinds of things coming up. So I'm trying to think what all is coming up. I told you field trip, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I always do Mother's Day and Father's Day, separate things, but on the same day. Because Father's Day usually gets ignored since it's not usually during school. Like some of you may still be in school for Father's Day. We are never in school for Father's Day. We have summer school, but that doesn't work very well. So I always do a thing for the parents. And then I told you the rainbow party. And I want to do an end of the year luau. We also have sports day. We have an award recognition day for like perfect attendance and I don't know, the movement club that we do, but they haven't done anything with that for a while. I'm still doing it. That's our Go Noodle time. That counts for movement club. Because it's been like stinking either cold or grody rainy. I'm like, I'm not taking you guys out in that. That's nasty. No, and they love Go Noodle. And we can just push the desks back in our classroom and have lots of Go Noodle space. They think it's awesome. What else is coming up? I feel like there's some, marionettes are coming. The French 2 class from the high school, as one of their culminating projects, creates a marionette show. And they work in groups, like 2 or 3 students. My little cat friends have found a bag to play with back here, apparently, because it sounds like they're stepping on something. Anyway, they find a story, like a French story, and they teach the students something through the story. So in the past, it has been like counting to 10 or colors, or I don't know, sometimes just a little, like a fable or a fairy tale that's French. And they make the puppets, they make the backdrop, they write the script, and the kids get like a little passport thingy, and the students go to our classrooms. So we have 7 first grade classrooms, so there are 7 different stories. It's kind of like how we did our Christmas around the world, where the students travel to the different classrooms and learn about different things. We do the same way for these French students, and it's really fun. It's really fun to watch how creative and awesome these teenagers are. They can come up with some amazing things. And the way they relate to the students is awesome. And my students in particular have always been like, because they love it when the big kids come. They call them the big kids, the teenagers. They love it when the big kids come and do stuff with them. They think it's so cool. Now, the teachers have to grade the students for the report card. So it's kind of serious. There's a rubric, thankfully. So you just mark on the rubric. You have to time it because there's a timing thing. If it's between this time and this time, it's an A. If it's, how that works. And then we grade, what else? Did the kids enjoy it? Was it understandable? Like, were they mumbly or could you understand them? Was it loud enough? How was the creativity? Did they do a nice job on their backdrop and their props and the story and all that stuff? So every little aspect of it, there's a rubric. So we're given 7 rubrics. So we take them around with us on a clipboard. Having to do that takes away a little bit of my joy of watching them because I'm having to watch for technical things and not just sit and enjoy the show. But, it is what it is. And I'm really, really blessed that our community is able to do that. Like, it's really nice that we can have cooperation from the other buildings. We've had the 5th graders come and do stuff with our classes too. We didn't get to do that this year. Normally they come and read during Dr. Seuss time. They'll come pair up with a class, but that didn't happen this year. I'm not sure what happened there, but it just didn't work out. But anyway, that's always fun to have interaction between the buildings because we don't see them very often. So yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Okay, I'm going to eat my cinnamon bagels and drink my tea and enjoy my fire. And I think I'm going to throw something on the TV to watch, and I will check back in with you later. On Sundays, I like to plan my menu for the rest of the week so that I know what I'm doing, theoretically. So here's my menu. It's just a magnetic chalkboard thing from Amazon. It comes with these markers, little chalk markers. And they're magnetic too, as you can see, and they have erasers on the tops. So, and then I've got my grocery list here. so I know what I want to get at the store whenever I go to the store again right there. All right, so we're having bourbon chicken, which is one of those freezer meals I prepared back in like July. Have that Monday, and then we'll have, well, you can see that, leftover pizza, because we had pizza Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because they had half-price menu pizzas at Pizza Hut, so we took advantage. Then we're going to have black bean and cheese enchiladas and rice, and that's a new recipe I found on Pinterest, and if it's good, I will share it with you, and if it's not good, you won't see it. So you'll just have to find out. Then, of course, we'll have leftovers on Thursday. Then we'll do our normal pizza and movie night on Friday. Then leftovers on Saturday. And then Sunday I like to make something simple. And sometimes just mac and cheese and a good old peanut butter sandwich sounds really, really good. So that's the plan for this coming week. I never showed you what we did for our 5th grade buddies for them to be encouraged to do well on their big state testing. So I found these on Pinterest. Blow that test away. Do your best, relax, follow directions, and show your work. I thought these are really cute. So I printed these out, and on the back of each one, I had each student write something encouraging, like, you can do it, you're awesome, we believe in you, you're going to do great, things like that. Then I sent with this a 24-pack of those party-size bubbles that you can get in the Target birthday party section so that they could blow bubbles after their test to kind of blow off some steam. Yeah. And there should be enough that the teacher will have one too, because the teachers need to blow off steam as well, because it's just as stressful or more for the teachers as it is for the students. I wanted to share my lesson plans with you. So here's the first page. So the first half of my day for the week. We do not have school Friday. That's why it's yellow. Yay! Because yellow is the color of happiness. Yes. It's sunshine. All right. So we're going to finish off our 2-dimensional shapes part of chapter 12, and then we're going to be moving into fractions. Yay! I'm teaching identifying coins in our power hour intervention group. So I have the lowest group right now, which is fine. I kind of like to fluctuate between the two. Here are the spelling words for the week and the activities we're doing with that, and you'll get to see those periodically. Our first lesson for this week in Go Math is to make new shapes from composite 2D shapes using the strategy Act It Out. So they're supposed to be able to take a shape, add it together to make a new shape, and then take the new shape and make something else out of it. So I thought this was pretty close to something like that. It's manipulating shapes anyway. So they're going to get to take different shapes and make a shape monster out of it. This is from Amy Lemon's Shapin' Up unit, and I'll link it below. Then this is something that I just made, decompose, combine shapes into shapes. So like you have 2 or 3 shapes stuck together and they have to decide what shapes made that big composite shape. That's not hard at all. Decomposing 2 shapes into parts. And I've got a page for that I found on Pinterest or something, and I'll try to link it below. And then we go into fractions. So identifying equal and unequal parts in 2-dimensional shapes. And I've got an equal and unequal shapes activity from Reagan Tunstall's Guided Math, the Geometry and Fractions unit, and I don't remember what number it is. I think it might be 6, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. I will link it below as well. But it's a sorting activity that you can do in a pocket chart. And so I've printed it in color, and I'll put equal on one side and not equal on the other. I'll give each student a little card, and they'll have to decide if their shape is equally or not equally divided. And then, for the second half of each day, we're going to be learning about chicks. We were supposed to have gotten our eggs this coming week, but the count was off a little bit because it takes 21 days to hatch chickens, and we'd only had them for 11 days. So we have another 10 days to go, which is fine with me because I apparently have the incubator of death because it's fluctuating so much with this temperature, and it's not supposed to do that. So hopefully I can get that regulated before we have the chick eggs coming soon. So we got this All About Chicks book, and what you do, it's part of a bigger unit. You fill in the blanks of the missing sentences. It's vocabulary words, basically. So like one of the words would be incubator, one would be temperature, one would be humidity. They talk about hens and roosters and how long the life cycle takes for an egg to form and hatch. So that's all interesting information we're going to put into that book. And then we're going to be kicking off our bird study because we're going to learn about birds. So chicks go in that. Going to finish off our little section about birds in our Day at the Zoo book. Then we only have one more animal group to go, and that's amphibians. Then the next day we're going to do this Chicks Tabbits book. If you've never done those, they're pretty cool. So the kids cut out different pages, and they have to cut around the tabs. And when you put it together, it's kind of like file folders. And you can just flip to a different tab and find different information about the thing that you're writing about. So there'll just be little snippets of information about chicks in this book. Then we're going to do our Scholastic News thing about birds and do a main idea and details page that goes along with that, which is perfect because that's a 4th quarter skill. Then I've got this really cute unit from Christine Berliner, and it's What's Hatchin' Chick, and it's really, really cute. She's got an activity with big chickens, which is a cute little book, and then a little book that she made, which has a student-sized book, and it's really cute because it talks about oviparous animals, which is great. So it's not just birds. We've got reptiles in there, and we've got some amphibians, so which is perfect because we're studying all the different animal groups. Then we're going to be using this Scholastic News bird thing that I found, another article, magazine thing that's from either a year ago or 2 years ago. So I don't have the paper for it anymore, but it's available online, and it's got main idea and details, which is going to be great. I have an R-controlled activity that's an IR bird. So that goes perfectly with our little phonics things that we're working on and our bird unit. So the kids will have a great time making that. It's from the same pack as that UR turtle, and I will link it below so you can get it in case you didn't get it before. It's a freebie. And then you can't really tell what this is, but it's a little flamingo game that I made. So that's going to be cool. And then I've got this Bird Paradise book here that is a Day at the Zoo book. So that's going to be really fun too. So I think the kids are really going to enjoy learning about birds, and especially chicks, because they're super excited that we're going to hatch them in our room, and they keep asking me, do we get to hold them? Do we get to pet them? Do we get to name them? I said, yes, yes, and yes. We can do all of those things. They're like, yay! I said, yes, the chicks are pretty darn cool. My only thing is I need those things out of my room before we have the Mother's and Father's Day things, because they will be in the way. So I think it'll work out perfectly, because I'm doing my Mother's and Father's Day thing on May 10th, which is a Thursday, and our chicks should be gone by then, I would think. We only keep them the week that they hatch, because honestly, they start getting really obnoxious after you've had them for about 3 or 4 days. They get really tired of being in that little closed-in aquarium, and they start getting fidgety, and they start getting really loud. They peep very, very loudly, and they're distracting, and so it's really hard to get much accomplished. So a few days is all you need with your chicks, and then you can say, hasta la vista, babies, go live on the farm. Yes, and our student teacher's father is going to take the chicks and have them grow up on his farm. So we've already got a home for them, which is nice. All right, I will talk to you later.